all my friends, and my name is Adrika, and from today we are starting a book, and that is named The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, and it is written by Mark Twain. So let's start. Chapter 1 is The Great Whitewash. So let's start. Tom Sawyer was a troublesome boy who loved adventure. An orphan, he lived with his Aunt Polly, cousin Mary, and half-brother Sid. He was very mischievous, and Sid often complained about him to Aunt Polly. Tom would hide when called to do errands for his aunt, steal sweets and other goodies, and be mischievous. Aunt Polly, however, could never bring herself to hit the naughty boy because he was her dead sister's son and she loved him dearly. One day she found out of Sid that Tom had skipped going to school to go swimming. On top of that, he had a fight with another boy and returned home covered with dust and his clothes tattered. Aunt Polly was furious. As a punishment, he was told to whitewash 30 yards off the fence on Sunday afternoon. This was too mundane task for such a mischievous boy who would have preferred to play or swim on such a sunny day. So, Tom stood with a brush and paint all alone by the fence. The fence seemed huge to him, and he knew that it would take all day to give it just one coat of paint. He was further irritated at the thought of all the fun he would miss, and how his friend would laugh at him. He had toys, marbles, and trash in his pockets and thought he might be able to bribe someone to do it for him. But he would not still have an entire day of fun. Then an idea struck him. He started to slowly paint the fence. After some time, Ben Rogers came strolling, eating a big, juicy apple that made Tom's mouth water. But he pretended to ignore Ben and continued with his task. Ben, who was his way to the river to swim, exclaimed, "What pity that you have to work and can't come for a swim, Tom." Tom looked at Ben and said that was not a work because he enjoyed painting the fence. Ben was surprised that one could not possibly enjoy such a task. To which Tom replied, Isn't every day that a boy gets a chance to paint a fence." Tom's enjoyment in the task made Ben curious and jealous, and he too wanted to give it a try. However, Tom said that Aunt Polly would be angry and refused to give the brush to Ben. Tom bragged that she trusted him to do that important job by himself. Ben continued to plead, asking Tom to let him paint just a little bit of fence. But Tom kept refusing. Finally, Ben offered Tom his apple in the exchange of the privilege of whitewashing the fence, which was exactly the opportunity Tom was looking for. Sitting in the shade of a tree, Tom munched the apple, while Ben sweated in the hot sun, doing Tom's task. Seeing that it was so easy to fool Ben, Tom struck similar deals with other boys who passed by the fence in the neighborhood. By mid-afternoon, the fence had a fresh coat of paint on it, and Tom, with his pockets full of toys and other treasures of the boy, came to the realization that he could make others do his courses by making it seem fun to do them. He went inside and told Aunt Polly that the fence was completely whitewashed and he wanted to play now. She obviously thought that he was lying, but when she went to check, she was surprised to see that it was indeed completely done. She was very pleased, and as a reward for his hard work, she gave him a big, juicy apple and allowed him to go out on the condition that he had been back to dinner time. Tom agreed with a smile, stole a sugar donut when she wasn't looking, and left. As Tom was roaming in the street, he spotted a blonde girl in Jeff Thatcher's house. She was so pretty that he instantly fell in love with her. He stood at his hands and tried other silly ideas to attract her attention and impress her. But unfortunately for him, he was ignored by her. Realizing his failure, Tom swore that within a week he would win her love. With his head full of ideas to woo the young girl, Tom returned home. Thank you.